Man, oh man, let me tell you, it sure appears to be a complete change, a complete new era for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's been a hell of an offseason. Ben retired, Colbert's gone, we got a new GM, got a few new quarterbacks on the roster. And now, just to add more to all this newness, if that's even a word, to this new era coming upon us, we now got a new stadium name. Yes.
Heinz Field will be no more after 2 decades.
Heinz Field is no longer the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The stadium will remain, but it will have a name change. That name change is Acrisure Stadium. I think I speak for a lot of us when I say I'm not feeling it.
Not now.
That is not, yeah.
Not now.
That's fair. But I don't think any of us anticipated something like that. Well, then again, I don't know what any of us anticipated.
I mean, then again, Acrisure Stadium, first of all, the name looks weird. It sounds weird. It's hard. I highly doubt anyone knew how to pronounce it at first when they first saw the name on Twitter.
I didn't even know what it was till like 9 o'clock this morning.
And that's another thing. No one knew what it sounded like, what it is.
Because, well, first of all this news broke out around like 10 o'clock last night on Twitter when Andrew Filipino of 93.7 The Fan said that, and I quote, "Breaking, Heinz Field is no more. The catch-up giant will not extend its naming rights deal for 2022. Sources say a new name for the stadium could be announced this week." It took 10 hours for him to announce that the ketchup bottles are coming down. Heinz Field will be renamed Acrisure Stadium after the Michigan-based insurance brokerage firm. An official announcement could come as soon as Thursday. We didn't have to wait that long because the Pittsburgh Steelers announced on Twitter and on their official website that
it's true.
It is true. The Steelers and Acrisure announced partnership for stadium naming rights. So it is official, guys. It is no longer Heinz Field. It is now going to be Acrisure Stadium. It's going to take a while to get used to, I know. In fact, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to call it Acrisure this year. Imagine us, we're going to go downtown to Acrisure Stadium. That just doesn't sound right.
And we're going to have to get used to that for at least the next 15 years.
Yes.
It is a 15-year deal for Acrisure and the Pittsburgh Steelers for this new stadium name.
So for 20-plus years, it has been known as Heinz Field. Now for at least 15 years, the next 15 years, it will be Acrisure Stadium. Again, I don't know how many of us are feeling it. I know I'm not feeling it. I know I don't like it. I think it's a terrible name.
Yeah, at first it just came to us at kind of like a shock in a way, kind of like, what the hell is this?
Right, but I suppose we're just going to have to get used to it because this is going to be the future. This is the reality now. This is what it's going to be. We can't change nothing about it.
And the way I see it, it's nothing but a stadium name. Is it really attractive? Of course not. And Heinz Field is Heinz Field to me, you know? But we're just going to have to get used to it. It's nothing but a stadium name. It's not like they moved out of the stadium. No. It's still the stadium or the field.
Right.
It's just a new name change. We're just going to have to get used to Acrisure Stadium, the name, the location, really.
But that's the new name, guys, Acrisure Stadium.
And it's whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. I don't know, man. You know, after so many years of being used to Heinz Field, it's going to be so difficult not to call it Heinz Field now. It's going to be pretty much impossible, to be real with you. I'm sure many times when we do streams or when we do like game previews or recaps or whatever, we're going to accidentally say Heinz Field just because it's embedded in us. And if I do that, then yes, it's by accident, but at the same time, I also mean it because it will forever be Heinz Field to me. Now, I don't know what the Steelers and Heinz partnership is going to be. They just didn't extend their naming rights. I don't know what the ketchup bottles are going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to the ketchup bottles. Are they actually going to come down? Like, what's going to happen to the Heinz Field red zone thing with the bottles, filling up? You know what I'm saying? So
I have no idea. I would have to assume it's going to be in some sort of museum.
Maybe.
Maybe it goes into the Pittsburgh, Heinz Museum that's near downtown Pittsburgh.
I could see
Maybe it goes in there in the Heinz area.
Or maybe they
on the floors.
Maybe they keep it and repurpose. I have no clue. I don't know what this does for the big Titantron, the scoreboard of the stadium. I don't know what's going to happen to that. I have no clue. They just didn't extend the naming rights for the stadium, but they could still have something going on for this upcoming season. What that is, that is yet to be determined. But what we do know now is Heinz Field is no more. It is no longer the home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The stadium is, the name is not. It is now Acrisure Stadium. I have got to get used to that. Acrisure Stadium. Sounds weird. Does not roll off the tongue. It definitely doesn't sound satisfying. In fact, that wouldn't have been my choice at all if it was up to me. There was a lot of people suggesting, make it a Pittsburgh-based rename. Something like Rooney Field or, Permanis Park. You know what I'm saying? Permanis Field, something. Something Pittsburgh-based. I was in Iron City Field, Iron City Stadium, something. But
ultimately, that did not happen.
No. That did not
happen. They went with, I would assume, is the highest bidder, and that is Acrisure.
Right.
The insurance company. So, it is what it is. And it's definitely going to take some time to get used to it, but it's nothing but a stadium name. It's not like they've completely are moving out of the stadium. They're still going to be there at Acrisure Stadium.
Right. It's gonna
and the Steelers are still going to remain dominant and make that area completely chaotic as well as Steelers Nation.
Of course they are. Nothing's going to change.
No matter what the stadium name is.
The only thing that changes is the name, which is it's still a little weird to us. It's something we're obviously going to have to get used to because this is the now for 15 years. No more Heinz Field, guys. It is Acrisure Stadium. That is the new name of the Pittsburgh Steelers' gorgeous home. It's weird. It is really weird. So, when you look at the history of the Steelers' home field names, there was Forbes Field, then there was Three Rivers Stadium, then there was Heinz Field, and now it is Acrisure Stadium. It's going to take a while to get used to. How are you guys feeling, man? If it was up to you, what would have been the name change for you guys? I'm just curious to hear you guys' opinions, man.
Of course.
Because it's going to take a while for all of Steel Nation to get used to. We were so used to Heinz Field, man. And, we knew this was on the horizon for the past couple months or even years. This was rumored that Heinz might not extend its naming rights for the Steelers Stadium. And they did not. That has now become official and is now the reality as of today.
Yep.
As of 7/11/2022. Acrisure Stadium, the new home of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. Here we go, Steelers.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Peace!